Imagine being told you're too dark to model. Yep, that was my reality. Story time on how I fell out with my modelling agency. Now, I'm no real model. I'm 5'2", I'm now 54, and at the time I was nearly 40. But this was some casual modelling jobs that we got. Things like the Lamborghini launch, which I did, a couple of catwalk shows, and I also did some photo shoots for various brochures. Just fun stuff. Come on, I'm no model. To begin with, I was doing it very casually with just some photographers for fun. But then a friend of mine who was with this agency said, oh, you must come along. They're really good. They'll get you loads of work. And even if you don't do it all the time, it's a little bit of extra pocket money. Who am I to say no? I was working full time, but a little bit of extra pocket money never goes amiss. So I met up with this lady and she seemed really nice. She said, yeah, you'll be fine. I'll sign you. Here's a very basic contract. All looked good. So I signed it and off we go. About 2 months later, I got my first catwalk show. I was only modelling 2 outfits and they were by local designers. And of course, we're talking fairly low-key catwalk show here, although it did have all the local press. Side note, I was probably the shortest person on the runway, but whatever. That went fine, and a couple of months later, I got my second modelling job. That was doing the Lamborghini launch, where we had to be girls in white dresses, modelling the car, unveiling the car. You know the drill. Got free dinner out of it, got a couple of £100 back then. It was also fun getting your hair and makeup done as well. Then she invited me to be on part of the banner of our website, which was really nice. But as the months went on, she was getting me less and less work. There were less and less opportunities coming my way. I did a couple of casual photo shoots for fun, and then I got offered to do a photo shoot for a lingerie brochure, which was entirely decent, I should just say. That didn't come through her. So I told her about it and said, I've been offered this. And she said, oh, well, you can go and do what you want. It's fine. It's no problem. So I did. And the brochure got published, all well and good, and I got paid for what I did. But I did think it was weird. I mean, there was nothing in my contract that said I absolutely couldn't do anything with anyone else, but I did have to seek her permission, and I'd done that. But maybe that got her back up a little bit. Because then as the months went on, I literally got nothing from her at all. To begin with, I thought that's because she had a bit of a new batch of girls that were maybe much younger, and in my view, probably prettier. So I never really said anything. But then it got to about 6 months later and I literally had no work or no photo shoots or no even castings from her, because we did get fairly regular castings as well. And I was putting 2 and 2 together and thinking, I wonder if it was that job that I did that didn't come through her. So I decided I was going to be grown up and go and ask her. This woman was a little bit hot-headed, shall we say. She tended to fly off the handle at the smallest things. And she was also one of these people that if you gave her any jip or any trouble at all, she would just throw you out the agency and that would be that. So I was trying to be diplomatic. And I said to her, I'm noticing that I haven't really had any work coming through you for a while. Is that because I'm now getting a little bit too old? And she just looked me square in the eye and she said, no, dear, it's because you're too dark. Now I'm like, you what? I was literally dumbstruck. I did not know what to say. But going through my head at the time was the fact that she had another girl who was pretty much the same skin tone as me, who she idolised and adored and got all the work. But I just couldn't marry that statement with the reality. But I never actually said that to her. And the other thing is, if they want to Photoshop you a bit lighter, they can do. So I smiled sweetly and I left. I did wait another few weeks before eventually sending her a message and saying, I'd like to end our contract because obviously there's no more work coming in. And she ghosted me, like totally ghosted me. But I wrote another message about a week later saying, just to confirm the end of contract, are you okay with this? And eventually, after about 6 weeks, I get this random text messages saying, yes, dear, do whatever you want. So that was that. To this day, I still can't believe that somebody's telling me I am too dark, but I am in a market in Oman where they do tend to favour paler skin. And I've even had people come up to me in this country and say to me, you would be pretty if you had paler skin. It still shocks me to this day that somebody would actually say that to me. Am I alone? Have you ever faced anything similar? Share your story in the comments. And remember, don't let anyone ever define your worth. And in case you're wondering, I did do a couple of other casual jobs after that, but I gave up modelling when I was around 45 because I just felt there was no more interest anymore. It's a pity because it was fun.